Hi, this is ZL3XDJ, Zulu Lima 3 X-ray, Denmark, Japan, for a short video, part 2, with regard the 20 meter vertical and the difference between 16 quarter wave radials, i.e. 5 meters long, or 32 2.5 meter radials, testing on 20 meters. Obviously, we're running 50 watts and a mast, a 5 meter mast with a wire down the side of it to a coax connection at the bottom, and a connection for radials as you can see on the previous video. Not very technical here, so I can't put a link up, but I'm sure you can find it. So anyway, the results that we got at that time are just here on the screen. So we were just about, I think about 30 or 40 minutes before the grey line hit me here last night. So here we are on reverse beacon network running 50 watts, and you can see over here the grey line is just nearly upon me, and we got one odd spot down in South America for some reason. Not sure why that was, but there we go. But mainly into Europe here, and which is 18,000 kilometers roughly, and quite a few spots. And I think as the grey line approached and just went past me slightly, the spots would have extended into the United Kingdom and also into Scandinavia. So then we nipped out, and we took the 16 5 meter long radials off the antenna, put them to one side about 10 meters away, and replaced them with 32 2.5 meter radials. In other words, we used the 16 meter radials. We simply cut them in half and added them back onto the antenna. And that's how we ended up with 32 2.5 meter radials. And this is the reverse beacon network response, which is about 12 minutes between the two. So obviously, hopefully, the propagation won't have moved too much. So we still got the odd spot down in South America, but you can see here we still made it into what I would say Eastern Europe, but only 3 spots. If I just switch between so this is with 32 2.5 meter radials, and if I switch over, not that way, Brian. If I switch back over, you can see this is the spots, and you can see there's two extra spots just out in front, which are worked out to be about 1,000 kilometers further, with the 32 2.5 meter radials. I'll just try switching between the two and hope I don't get the next video. So that's the radials, 32 radials, which are basically 8th wave, and 16 radials, which are quarter wave. So that's the 16 radials quarter wave, and that's the 32 1/8 of a wave radials, 2.5 meters long. So not a big difference, not a huge difference. So about 1,000 kilometers 1,000 kilometers extra. I remember we were talking about 17 to 18,000 kilometers from the shack here to where into Europe, and between the 16 5-meter long radials and the 32 2.5 meter long radials, roughly about 1,000 kilometers more with the 16 radials. And looking at the signal reports I got, there was about 3 dB difference between using the two lots of radials, which I think is about, you can you tell me if I'm wrong, it's maybe about one S point. But the overall test, which I was trying to find out what would happen if you've only got a garden, which is, for instance, or a garden or an area which is only 3 meters square, you can still put a vertical up, put radials down to suit that area, and as we've seen here, we're still getting spots 17, 18,000 kilometers away. And as I said, as the grey line approached and got closer, which it did a little bit later, the spots started to extend into United Kingdom and Scandinavia. So that's the simple test I just wanted to do, because I had that many emails saying people didn't have area to put an antenna up at all, and they couldn't get on the air from their rented apartment or wherever they lived. But I was just trying to demonstrate that if you've only got a very, very small area, in this case only 3 meters square, I'm not sure if anybody's got a garden 3 meters square, but or even if you've got a larger garden and it's still not big enough to put a wire aerial up, you can just find a very convenient quiet corner out of the way, as I've showed before, where there's plenty of areas just to put radials in a corner or just in the middle of a patch of trees or something like that, and it wouldn't even be noticed. Anyway, there's the basic test. Sorry there's no flash camera work or the internet software antenna setup and all this. I just like to get outside, have an idea, put it on the ground, test it, and see what results we get. And instead of spending all my time sitting on a computer, putting all the data in to get a result that might not be the same as the one you get in the field. Hope you found it a little bit interesting, and if you did and you wanted to try it, give it a go. Just find a quiet spot somewhere, anywhere you can, and just give it a go and see what happens. I think you'll be quite surprised, and I hope to hear you on the air and have a QSO with you if you do that. I'm normally around 40 and 20 on our grey line, as you can see there. Last night I was fortunate that 80 meters was open I have an inverted L off the top of my 40 meter vertical, and managed to get a few contacts into United Kingdom on CW last night, which was quite good. Okay, all the best to one and all. Have fun, get out there, give it a go. That's just give it a go and see what happens. You've got nothing to lose. Have fun, and I hope to see you again soon. ZL3XDJ, name is Brian. Bye bye. Thanks very much for watching.